Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So Elyon comes out 10/20/2021, and it's going to be free to play. It's a new MMO coming out of Korea, published by Kakao Games, made by the old creators of Terra. It's a really fun game. I've really been enjoying it on stream the past 3 days with my head start that I had. This video is all about helping you guys learn Elyon and give you kind of a base on how to play the game on your very first day getting into this MMO. There's a lot of systems, there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to wrap your head around. Hopefully you'll be able to understand these systems a little bit easier with my help. If you're interested in Elyon content, make sure you leave a subscription, a like, and come over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Dilbo. I stream every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to noon and 8 a.m. to midnight, twice a day, Monday through Friday. I'll see you guys over there. So once you first download Elyon on Steam or over on the Kakao website and download their launcher, the Steam download is actually just downloading the launcher, and then the launcher is going to have to install the game. So what you'll do when you first get in is you'll have to select a server. So right now there's only one NA server. I'm pretty sure there's only one EU server as well, and they'll be making more servers based on player population. You'll just click on the server. I'm on the Vulpin faction. When you first load in, you'll have to choose the faction that you want to be. I'm on Vulpin. There's also Antari. Then this is where you'll have to start making your character, and you'll choose a class. And I just want to go over quickly the different classes that are in the game, kind of give you an overview of what they do. Now, there's no gender locking on any of these classes either, so you can be male or female and any race you want. There's no racials or anything like that. It's all just cosmetic. So let's go over each one of these classes just real quick before we start going over all of the systems and things like that. Warlord, you know that this is your big tank. This is your guy with the shield, your frontliner, your CC. Pretty good in PvP, very oppressive, very good in PvE. Solid tank class if that's what you want to go. Mystic, this is the main healer inside of Elyon. Now, Mystic's a little bit underrated as far as their damaging ability. They can do really good job in realm versus realm, which is like the 200v200 big battles. They can also do good in guild versus guild, which is like 10v10 PvP events. Mystic is actually really good at healing along with damage as well, and they have creatures that they can summon. It's a pretty cool class. Assassin, pretty standard assassin. You know, you can go in Viz. You have a lot of entry and exit abilities. You have smoke you can put down. You can do a ranged assassin where you're throwing shurikens, or you can be melee. So this is a quick get in, kill somebody, get out type of class, like assassins normally are. Elementalist, this is your normal, you know, caster. Big AoEs, big mob clear, big damage, big AoE damage. Classic mage. Gunner, this is my favorite class. This is what I've been playing. This is a ranged DPS class, high single target damage, lots of mobility, squishy, but can put out a lot of damage quickly to a single target, has a lot of evading. So this is a very, like, you know, stay on the edge of the battle type of thing, pick off people, move around really quickly if you have to. And then Slayer is a big CC heavy damage dealer. So you do a lot of CC, you nuke people down. Slayer is actually very strong, really cool class to play. That was just a quick little overview of the classes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description to a video that Elyon actually produced that goes a little bit more in depth into the classes. So that's not the point of this video. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview. All of the classes are a lot of fun. My big tip, just as you're starting off and you're trying to choose a class, is it's very important to enjoy the combat style of the class that you're playing. So make sure when you do get into this, you're not sticking to a class that you don't necessarily enjoy. Try out all the classes, see if there is a class that the play style meshes well with how you like to play MMOs, and then go with that. Once you complete the prologue once, you can just do it instantly on all of your characters. So getting your characters to around level 30, that will get you a good feel of how the class plays, and you'll be able to determine if that class is right for you. So when you first get into the game, after you've created your class, you're going to go through a prologue, which is at the very beginning. It's kind of like a tutorial. It will literally get you to like level 25. There's a little bit of story there, kind of teaches you how to play, right? And then from level 25 to 30, there's a little bit more of a tutorial, teaches you some of the systems. And then what you'll be doing after that point is you'll really just be following the main quest. The main quest will be a yellow marker on your map, right? This will be the story quest, your main quest. These are things that you have to do to progress, okay? If you ever have a main quest on your map, that's what you're doing, right? If you're looking for something to do, that's what to do. Now, there's also green quests, which look like green. I don't think I have any green quests currently, but those are side quests. So they look just like these blue ones, but they're green instead. If you don't have any yellow quests to do, which are your main story quests, work on the side quests, because those will bring you all around the map. You'll be grinding mobs, you'll be doing different things, picking up individual, you know, plants, things like that. Those will get you to be able to unlock the gold quests, which are the main quests, right? And then after that, if you don't have either of those, you have your daily quests, which are these blue quests. Those daily quests, you have a limit of 20 quest letters that you can do each day. If you see at the top of my screen here, and each daily quest costs a specific amount of quest letters. So you can do those, grind those out if you're trying to get more levels to be able to get into the higher 40s. So really what you want to be doing is once you hit level 30, you're just going to be following the main quest and doing all the side quests until around level 35. And then from 35 to around 42, you'll be doing the same thing, but you'll be tossing in a lot more of the daily stuff. So you'll be doing the dungeons and the quests and the portals and all that stuff. And we're going to get into each one of those systems as well. All right. So next thing I want to talk about is the rune system in the game. So you have this entire inventory slot called Rune Stones, Soul Stones. And what these are is it's kind of like in Path of Exile, where you have rune slots on your gear. If you can see right here, this gun I have 2 yellow rune slots on it. That means I can take a rune slot from my bag and input it into the slot. And what that does is it increases the amount of points I have inside of the tree for that rune. So if I click on that right there, this opens up your rune attribute trees. And based on the amount of runes you have inside of your gear, increases the points you have in each one of these trees. So for instance, I have 3 assault inside of this. So now I have access to the level 3 of the assault tree, and I can choose one of these passives. That's the beginnings of how that works, right? So you have the piece of gear, you get the rune color, you put the rune inside of the corresponding color, and that will increase your passive skill trees for that rune. Okay. A good rule of thumb is to get to 33 fate. A lot of people will be doing this because you'll get 9 attribute points for every single one of these colors by having 33 fate. So you'll see a lot of people pushing that. And a good way to get to 33 fate is by doing the training field, which is just kind of 1v1s against AI. Each round of this up until a specific point will give you a level 3 fate rune. That can't be upgraded, but it's still a level 3 fate rune. So what do I mean by upgrading the runes? What I mean by that is you can upgrade your runes to be a higher level. A level 1 rune is 1 point inside of that rune tree. A level 2 rune is 2 points inside of that rune tree. 3 is 3 points. You get what I'm saying? To be able to upgrade it, you have to use gold and rune powder. So you have to put one of the runes inside of the polishing. You have to max it out, polish it completely, and then you have to upgrade it using a rune of the same level. So this is a level 3 fate rune stone that is fully polished. I'm going to use one of these level 3 fate rune stones that you get from that 1v1 thing that I was just showing you, the training room. Now I can't upgrade these. These are not upgradable, but I can use these to upgrade. So I'm going to click that in there, and then I'm going to use 20,000 gold to upgrade this to a level 4 fate rune stone. And now this is worth 4 fate points. So if you watch, when I put this in here, so I have 26 fate right now. When I put this into my piece of gear, it goes up to 30. That's how it works. And these runestones have different passives on them as well. So some of them will give you accuracy, for instance, on this one. Some will give you acceleration. Some will give you extra skill points. Okay. So that is how the runestone system works. You have gear slots on your gear that has specific colors. You put the runes inside of the specific colors to be able to access different passives inside of the rune trees. The next system that I want to talk about are the skills. Each skill has 4 levels to it. So you have your base skill, the normal version of the skill. You can then upgrade it to the first rank for a specific amount of points. So you see how this says 12 here, and I have 72 skill attribute points up here. If I were to click that, it goes down by 12. I am now augmenting this skill to use this 12-point upgrade. The way you get skill attribute points are based on your runestones. So how many runestones you have, it's also based on your level. So there's a lot of different things that can give you skill attribute points. As you level up, you unlock access to different skills. So as you can see, I have a bunch of skills here that I've gotten as I've leveled up. Now you can also save your skill trees. So if I wanted to save the preset here, I could click this save button, and then I could assign this to a hotkey. So you can have multiple different skill presets, one for PvE, one for PvP, assign them both to individual hotkeys. So when you're out farming mobs, you can click one button, you have your skill set up for PvE, you click the other button, now you have your skill set up for PvP. So it's really cool, the skills in this game, because it adds a lot of different build diversity along with the runestones that we were just talking about. So you combine those passives with your actives and the passives on your skill tree, and there's so many different builds that you can come up with that are really cool. Next thing we're going to talk about is the Luminus pet. The Luminus are a pet. It's really just a buff that you equipped. right? And you can earn these via PvP arenas, or you can purchase these in the Ruby shop. And what these do is they give you a passive. So for instance, this level 1 Luminus here gives me increased fate points by 1. So if I wanted to equip that, I would just hit the summon button and equip it. Now, as you can see, I have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 here. Well, I got to level 2 because what I did is I hit this fuse button and I combined 3 level 1s to create a level 2. And I did the same thing for this level 3. I combined 3 level 2s to create a level 3. Now you don't necessarily need all 3, but 3 will give you a 100% chance. 2 will give you a 50% chance. Every single upgrade you have gives you a different passive. So on my level 3 here, I increased my fate points by 4. It gives me max weapon attack by 50 and my physical damage by 3%. Every time you log in, you'll have to summon your Luminus to be able to have those passives on your character. Along with Luminus pets, there are also gear pets. I guess that's what this is called. But you can summon these, and these pets will pick up gear for you as you're grinding mobs, and they'll also have different passes as well. So for instance, this gives me a discount in the shop. This will also pick up items within 5 meters. The next system is the Mana Awakening system. So this is a seasonal skill tree, and the way you gain mana is by doing mana portals. Up at the top here, you see you have daily portal and weekly portal. When I click on this, you have an hour each to be able to do things in these portals. Now, these portals are PvE VP modes. So you're in here, you're doing PvE quests, but there's also other people from the other faction in here. So as you're doing those, there's other ways to get mana as well. You'll get dropped items that will give you, that you can redeem to give you mana XP as well. Just think of this as another skill tree for just the season that you're in. And I know this is extremely overwhelming to look at. Over here is called imprints, and think of these as just straight up abilities that you have access to or passes that you have access to. For instance, I have precise here, which increases my accuracy. If I were to reset my mana, I really don't want to do this right now, but if I were to reset my mana, this would all go down, and I have 260 mana points, right, to go into all of these skills here. And these augment your skills. Up here, transcendent imprints give you a new active skill, or you have passives here. And then you also have a tree over here that you can progress using the same mana points that you use over here on the imprint side. You can progress this tree, and these all give you different passives. So if you look over here, I'm in the agility tree, and I have all of these different passives because I've been progressing in this agility tree. So I know this system looks very overwhelming, but once you do it a little bit, honestly, it's fine. Just remember, you're going to be doing your daily and weekly portals to be able to grind mana out. There's other items that you'll find as you're leveling up that will also give you mana. So you'll also unlock a rune scroll. And what this is kind of a buff that you can activate on a specific condition. So I have this rune scroll of holy light, and this will activate a holy light effect for 20 seconds that causes my attack to have a certain chance to cause an explosion, which deals 50 light damage. So if I put that over in my rune scroll, I have to choose something that will activate this. For instance, combat status change. So whenever I enter battle, I will use one of these scrolls and the effect will be applied. So you can change this activation condition to a bunch of different things. You can have it be a specific skill that you use. You can have it be a specific input of a key that you press. So this is just another kind of buff that you'll have access to. And as you can see, I have more scrolls over here in my inventory that I activate, and they will be added to my scroll book. This is something that you unlock later on, and a lot of these systems that we've gone through so far, as long as you're following the main story quest, just continue to follow that yellow dot, right? Do the yellow quest, then do the green quest, then do the blue quest, right? As long as you continue to do that and continue to progress, you will unlock all of these systems. Next, I want to talk about how do you upgrade gear. So there are different types of stones inside of Elyon. There are armor enhancement stones and weapon enhancement stones. Every piece of armor and weapon has a specific amount of enhancement that you can do to it. So as I hover over, for instance, these pants, these breakthrough pants, I have 3 attempted enhancements that I can do. If you look at the enhancement that I have equipped, I have 6 enhancements that I could do on those pants. And as you can see, the blue ones are the ones that worked and the gray ones are the ones that didn't. So enhancements have a chance to fail. As you're doing it, it will tell you the chance that it has to fail. Those golden diamonds right there. So as you can see on the right side here, that golden diamond, that's 100% chance for it to succeed. So you want to use your high level enhancement stones on those slots because it's 100%. To be able to get an item to a higher level, as you can see, this hat is a +7. You have to enhance it. So this hit every single one of these enhancements. So it's gotten to a +7. If you can see, my item level for this piece went up from 259 to 423. My agility went up from 62 to 86. My vitality went up from 21 to 30. Enhancements can also add Rune Stone slots. So once you hit a specific plus level, you can add in a Rune Stone slot. That's RNG. You randomly get one to your gear. You're going to be enhancing a lot of stuff. And a good rule of thumb I've found is I wouldn't enhance anything lower than level 35. I wouldn't worry too much about using your enhancement stones or not using your enhancement stones because you're going to get a lot of them. But if you want to keep up with the gear score grind, you're going to have to do it around level 35 once you get some pieces of gear that are around level 35 to keep your gear score high so you can continue to progress and you're not getting just crapped on with by all the mobs. Now you also have breakthrough gear. These level 30 boots right here are a breakthrough piece of gear. And what I mean by breakthrough is that it has higher base stats than a level 30 blue boots that is equivalent to this that doesn't have breakthrough on it. So if you look at this is a good example. These boots that I have equipped, the purple ones, are level 35 and the base item level on it was 260. If you look at the breakthrough piece that I have here, it's level 30. The base item level is 283. So this level 30 boots that are breakthrough have way higher base stats than even my level 35 boots. Now, breakthroughs are risky because if you go to enhance them, they can break if they fail. So it is very risky to do it, but if you do it well enough, you can get a +6, for instance. I hit every single one of the enhancements on this offhand, and I have this level 30 offhand all the way up to an item level of 430. How do you get breakthrough gear? So breakthrough gear comes from world boss events. So keep an eye on the right hand side of your screen while you're playing. It will pop up. There'll be a world boss events that spawns. Once you do that, you'll get a chest that gives you a piece of breakthrough gear. There's also dungeon conquest badges, which is a currency that you get for completing dungeons. Inside of here, you can buy breakthrough gear with 10 dungeon conquest badges, and you can also craft breakthrough gear. Now you can craft blue, purple, and legendary breakthrough gear. So crafting is a big part, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. So the next system that I want to talk about is enchanting. Every piece of gear has a specific amount of times that it can be enchanted. So for instance, this piece of breakthrough gear that I was talking about can be enchanted one time at this enchanter. You need blue magic stones. It's based on the rarity type. So if this was a purple, I would need purple magic stones. When I go ahead and hit this enchant button, so I can add this enchantment. Now when I hover over this, I have that extra enchantment down below where it said before. So I have the enchantment is applied when enhancing by +6, additional damage, spirit, 0.5% stage 1. So because I'm +6, I have that additional damage or that additional enchantment. Now the other enchantment I have is a dodge 6 out of 10. Okay, so that's how enchanting works. You need the consumable, and then you also need the piece of gear to have an enchantment available. So the next system I want to talk about is the reroll expert. So if we're looking at our gear here, for instance, I needed more yellow rune slots on a piece of gear. There was no way I got all of these yellow rune slots across all of my gear without doing what I'm about to show you. So this reroll expert is how you can change the rune color on some gear. So if I want to change the color of my boots, for instance, I could put one pair of boots in here, and I could put my other pair of boots in here. I'm not going to do this because it's already yellow, and I would hit the start. And what it would do, it would actually be like this. It would be the opposite way. It would take the rune slot off of the piece of gear that it gets consumed and put it on the piece of gear that you need. So for instance, this only has one rune slot. So when I run this, it would only use up one rune slot. So let's just do it for fun. Okay. So I'm going to do it. It's only going to do it once because this piece of gear doesn't have 2 rune slots on it. Okay, so you can still do it with just one piece of gear. Now, if I had 2 rune slots on here, it would do it for both. And I could choose if I wanted to keep or change both of them. So because this worked, I had a 75% chance of it doing. I'm gonna hit the change button, and this is gonna turn that piece of gear into having a yellow slot. I already had a yellow slot on it. But that is how you get your gear to have the correct colors that you need to be able to hit the specific skill points in all of your rune attribute trees. Next thing I want to show you guys is the player home. So you unlock the home by just continuing the main story. So remember, just follow the yellow dot around and you'll continue to do all this stuff. Apparently the story is pretty good in this game. I haven't done it. I haven't paid attention to it. I couldn't even tell you what the hell's going on, but you do end up getting a house, and it's an instance that you go to that you can use for crafting, storage, and harvesting. So I am inside my house now, and as you can see, I have all these little plots that I have set up here. So when you're in your house, you can place down plots that you can then plant seeds into, or whatever is the appropriate resource. I'm going to go ahead and plant this mine down, and then I'm going to interact with this and deposit a mass into it. And now what this does is it, over an hour, a plant will grow, or I guess a mine in this case, and I'll be able to harvest it. Now, if it's a solid, if it's like a green or a better rare quality thing that you put into the plot, it will turn into like these portals here. And these will take you to like another zone that has a time limit on it and has like some kind of mini game or a world that you can explore in there and harvest a bunch of stuff. Now, other times it's just a normal thing that you harvest and you get some materials for it. Now, you also have a crafting material bag that all of your materials can be stored in, so it's not cluttering up your entire inventory. So what you can also do at your house is you have your bank, your main storage here. So if your inventory is getting full, once you get your house, you can start storing things inside of your bank. You can also, inside of your house, use all of these crafting benches to be able to craft better things. So if I scroll down, remember earlier when I said you can craft breakthrough gear, if I click this, it tells you all the things you need to be able to craft the breakthrough gear that you want. And you can craft all the way up to legendary breakthrough gear, which is incredible. So crafting is really important, and it takes a little bit of time to do, but once you get into it, definitely stay on top of this. Every time you craft something, it has a time limit, right? So I just went ahead and crafted that rod. It's going to go through, take the 6 seconds to craft that, and it has a chance at dropping a better version. So as you can see right here, major success is a 10% chance at dropping that. So I have 88 of these I can make right now, and I could have a 10% chance. So maybe I'll get 8 of these tough metal rods from that. And then I would use those tough metal rods to be able to craft the good breakthrough gear. So you're able to craft weapons, you're able to craft armor, and you're able to craft potions as well. And these elixirs will give you different buffs for a specific amount of time. Also inside of your house is the delivery list. This guy will allow you to deliver specific items for housing tokens and gold. So I'm going to go ahead and deliver this, and I just got some housing tokens and some gold. Now, what are housing tokens? Okay, so there's a whole token exchange tab inside of your inventory. Each one of these tokens exchange are a way to purchase different things in the game. So you have pioneer tokens that are obtained through world quests, repeatable quests, monsters. You have honor tokens, which are done via realm war and PvP. You have housing tokens, which are done via things inside of your house. For instance, this delivery list, farming those harvestables that we were talking about. You have laurel wreath pieces, which are from attendance awards, right? And then you also have your friendship tokens, which is all your clan stuff. And each one of these has a store that's associated with the currency. For instance, the laurel tokens has this store. Now, this is a really good thing, and I wanted to make sure I showed you this blessed laurel wreath here. If you buy these give you a 10x drop rate on all the mobs that you kill, and you can only buy 2 a day, and the daily resets every night at 8 p.m. Eastern, just so you know. So it's a good idea to try to buy these every single day that you can, along with the transcendent stones here, because these transcendent stones actually give you access to the transcendent dungeons. You need one of these stones to be able to access the dungeon, and these dungeons are floor-based dungeons. So every single time you complete a floor, you get a reward, and then the next floor gets harder. So I just want to go over the dailies as well. So up at the top here, you'll have all your dailies that you can do. So every day you can do 4 dungeons, and you'll be able to get the rewards from the dungeons. If you don't have a daily for the dungeons, don't do it, because you're not going to get the reward. Okay, there's solo dungeons, there's party dungeons, and then there's also the high level raids, which are the high level party dungeons. Okay. And every dungeon has different stages that have a different gear score recommendation. There's transcendent dungeons, which we talked about, which are the floors. Every time you go through a floor, you get a reward and it gets harder. And then you have time attack dungeons, which are time based. The faster you do it, the better your reward. All this stuff has ranks to it. So if you want to get really good at clearing dungeons, you can, go up the ladder for that. You also have the quest letters like we talked about. Now the quest letters are a way to get more XP for that day. So if I wanted to do this quest, I would have to run to this vendor, pick up the quest, and it would probably cost me 2 quest letters to be able to accept this quest. You get 20 quest letters every day, and these are a good way to get extra XP, extra gold. And I like doing these when I'm trying to grind out levels. Then you also have your daily portals. And these are what we were talking about earlier, the PvEVP modes. They have different rewards in them. Now you can only spend a specific amount of time in the portal per day. So daily are an hour a day. Weeklies are 10 hours a week. So if you wanted to do the 10 hours a week one, these are all the different rewards that you can get from it. This is something that you would do every single day as well. Now there's also lots of different PvP modes you can do. So there are 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, Captain Battle is another 3v3. There's also all these battlefields, which are 3v3s with like other aspects in them. Like there's buffs you can pick up, mobs, things like that. And that's the training field we were just talking about. Now you get rewards for leveling up a arena tree. And this is a good way to get your Luminus, right? So you don't get rewards for doing 1v1s, unfortunately, but you do for 2v2 and 3v3s. Okay. You only get the reward for the first win of the day. So this is another thing you need to try to do each day. You'll get your Medal of Honor tokens, you'll get a currency, and you'll get some gold. The tokens that you get go into this, right? Medal of Honor collections will go into this tree. And then you also, once you get 5, you'll get a Rune Stone chest as a reward. All right. So another thing I wanted to go over was just the main menu screen here. It can get a little bit confusing because there's going to be a lot of notifications. There's going to be a lot of things you got to click on. Okay. Achievements and titles. These will give you rewards for completing specific achievements. For instance, I completed this, I received the rewards, right? These will just pop up. You just click on it as you get them. You get rewards, you get titles, things like that. You also have your collection book. So your collection book are another way to get different passes. For instance, you can get increased HP, you can get more skill points. And these are things that you'll get in the world that you have to turn in to the collection book. It's like just collecting things. As you turn it in, you get different bonuses for doing it. There'll be specific items that will say this is literally only for a collection book. And then there's also be items that are, for instance, this breakthrough piece here is something that's really good, but say you have a bunch of +5 breakthrough things, you would put it in this collection and work toward this 10,000 gold and +1 vitality. There's also a marketplace that you can buy and sell things. If you're looking for a piece of breakthrough gear because yours broke, you could buy it from here. You can sell things. One good item to sell is yellow items or yellow faint rune slot items that aren't for your class. So if you get a pair of gloves that you don't need, putting it on the store, that will sell instantly because people need these faint runestone slots really quickly. Another good thing are high level gear for other classes that you're not going to use. For instance, this level 35 Mystic exclusive item with 2 guaranteed enhancements, this probably goes for a lot of money on the market. You also have your mailbox. So whenever you have rewards or anything like that, they'll go in your mailbox if your inventory is full. You have your gift box. This will be where things come when you buy them with rubies or you buy them from the website. You have your attendance rewards. So every day you get an attendance for 120 minutes and then logging in 3 days in a row, you get a reward for each day. Challenges. These are just another kind of achievement thing. As you do them, you get rewards. So for instance, I did this, reaching level 4, I get this safe enhancement tool, which is actually a big pickup. So I'm happy I just did that. And then another thing is clans. So it's actually pretty important to be in a clan. I definitely suggest you try to get into one. I'm in Dissident right now. If you want to get into it, come into my stream, ask one of my guild leaders that'll probably be in my stream. But what you do is you get rewards for completing missions together. You get attendance rewards for being in the clan as well. There's also a shop that you can purchase from that's only accessible for being in a clan. So being in clans is another important thing that you can do. So the last little tip I wanted to show you guys was about mob grinding. So you're going to hit a point where questing is going to kind of slow down and not giving you as much XP as you need. And you're going to be needing to push level 42, push past level 42, and you're gonna have to start doing some mob grinding. So whenever I'm mob grinding, I'm always running one of these blessed laurel wreaths, because this gives you the 10x on the gear drop, right, which is huge. And there's also potions that you can use that will give you extra XP. Now you get those from the clan shop, or you get them from daily rewards, or for instance, you know, the servers were down for like 2 hours and they just gave us some XP potions. But this is what I'm talking about. If you have an XP potion while you're grinding mobs, this is, you know, great, pop that. But a good rule of thumb for when you're grinding mobs, you're trying to figure out where to go. All of these little areas on the map, named areas on the map, when you click on them, they tell you the monsters that are there, the attainable items and the attainable equipment and the crafting materials. So if you need something for crafting, you look on the map, okay, I need to grind here. I want to get a, you know, I want to get this purple top here, right? I need that. And then I also need this crafting materials. So you pop that laurel wreath, you pop your XP potion, and you go grind here for 30 minutes and you'll get a lot of XP and you'll get a lot of items. All right, guys, I know that was a long one. I know that was probably really fast and a lot of information to take in all at once. This game has a lot of systems, and I try to just cram as much in as I possibly could into this video to give you guys a good sense of everything that's in this game, everything you need to think about, give you guys a good baseline. All right, because it can be very overwhelming. So I'm hoping that this really helps you guys out. If you got more questions, come over to my Twitch channel, ask me there. I answer every question I possibly can. You know, I'm live every day, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., Monday through Friday. I hope to see you guys there. Leave a like and a comment down below. If you guys got more questions, leave comments as well. I'll try to answer them in there, and I'll be posting a lot more Elyon videos coming up in the next few days. So keep an eye out. I hope you enjoy the game. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.